And I go live right now.
It's out of reach. You got the link?
Just the sound a bit louder again, Alex.
Jesus, I'm sounding loud as I can. Why is this not working? Wait. Hello, hello, hello. Wow.
Yes, perfect, man.
Yeah, but it's not. Oh, it should be. Give me this. It keeps changing down. I don't know why. Why do you go to 90%? I wanted 100. You son of a bitch. Go 100. Look. I can't put my microphone to 100 level. I can't. I can only boost it, I guess, then. What about now? Now?
No,
Hello?
it's no, it's perfect,
Okay,
Alex.
yeah, but it's probably picking up back noise because of this.
No, if there is a problem, I will tell you during the
Okay.
stream. Good morning, everyone. We are two
Oh
of
yeah,
us.
give me the link of. Oh wait, you did. Never mind.
Yeah, I did.
Go to 100 level. I can't. I can only boost it, I guess. Then. What about now? Now?
No,
Hello?
it's no, it's perfect.
Okay, stuff should be good. Life of a BTC trader, huh?
Yeah,
Did you post the link?
yeah, of course.
Oh, so that we are not waiting. Like we did with my recording.
And a small issue with the network also, so
Yeah.
let's wait a bit more.
Ba 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 ba. Ba 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 but that's so tricky lately. But we have it figured it out.
Three people now.
Yep.
Shall we start, Alex, or what?
I guess we could. Yep, I guess we could. Hey guys, welcome to yet another webinar or live analysis, or call it how you please it. Again with us, Alex and Arnaud, right? Back at it again. So let's see, the previous stream was on 25th. 25th was around here. Oh yeah, we predicted this drop perfectly, didn't we? Then we had a couple of analyses down here about a possible replay on Bitcoin, right? Now let's first analyze the bigger time frames, right? Let's just do it as it goes. Okay, basically, let me switch the chart. Okay, that's a little bit more cleaner. So yes, as I already mentioned the previous weeks when we did this, we are definitely rejected a pretty bad spot for Bitcoin, right? Which essentially makes us, keeps us in a bearish levels, right? And right now, since we already lost this sort of a area when we were inclined to first take a long, but then we didn't, right? When we lost this area and we had a lot of days under it. Now, supposedly speaking, it should be the trend should really be defined on BTC, right? So what I'm trying to say is the trend is really should right not be something like this, right? So essentially, we should follow the same pattern as we did all those weeks ago on Bitcoin, right? But I'm saying doing the same things. Because even though we have gained over this level, you know, we should have stayed this in order to continue with bullishness, you know. It should be looking something like this. But unfortunately we could do something like this, right? So price action can change really, really fast when it comes to this stuff, right? So right now the main play that we were sort of expecting us to get here, right? I mean, even posted analysis over the weekend for it. The first part played out perfectly, right? So definitely we were expecting this, and we were hoping for this area up here, right? Which was the first area which was linked in the analysis here. The first troublesome area where we take profit if we indeed go for long on it, but since we have just defined the trend being the short, then definitely we're not so much going for the... We're more likely to... I mean, we are more likely to go look for shorts than we do for longs, right? That's what I'm trying to say. As this one is looking right now, we had pretty good chances of breaking this top, right? But now seeing this brings us into a little issue, right? So, I should do it again. So we have tested the top of the range. This was again important area, as we had it before, discussed it before on 10,000, right? The only issue is this wouldn't be an issue if we would held this area, right? So definitely we would have bounced here, then everything would have been cool, right? But we have lost yet that, right? So the only possible thing, right, for me right now, seeing this, right? We have bounce over here, which is the middle of this whole structure, right? The only thing we can do right now to retain sort of like, or at least keep an idea for sort of having a chance to go higher, right? Would be if something like this happens, we gain this level here, right? This level is important, and then we hold it and then do something like this. But most likely when you see stuff like this, it's just gonna do like this and eventually go down and perhaps even further down, right? So we have big chances of going down under eventually, right, to perhaps the next level, which in this case would be something like this here. Or in even worst case, we go directly to this one. I mean, I know everybody's looking at 7,800, but I'm pretty sure that one is not a good level. Just not first of all because everybody is looking at it, and second of all, it's not an actual level for me just yet, right? Definitely expecting if it's gonna come down here, it's gonna go lower to something like this, right? Area. So in order to incline this lower time frame plays, because this one is more important for now, I still stand by it. So basically, if we lose this one, right? Because right now we still haven't got a bounce to kind of do it again. If we lose this one, so basically if you go under this, right? Sorry, if you get candles under this, I'm pretty sure we're dead, right? I mean, they're pretty sure we're not gonna go over it. I'm gonna have to call it bearish, right? If we get something like this, now we hold it up and then we gain the level. Wait, let me go lower time frames so it's more visible. If we gain this level, then we have chances, but we have to remain above it, right? We don't want to see something like this and let's go this. No, you want to remain above it, do this, and then go up, right? Then this would give us a pretty good chances of 9,300. This is exactly what we want to see right now, because if we have defined the trend on the higher time frames for Bitcoin, right, then we have possibility of reshorting it, or let's just say not reshorting, or initially shorting it, depends on where you're standing right now, and kind of get a nice position all the way down to, like, you know, then possibly going under the 8k, right? It is again our goal, you know, since we do want to have a longer term position, which makes sense, right? That's so much for BTC. It's pretty straightforward now, nothing else to do. We all already made this post on weekend due to this same kind of structure. It's pretty similar, you know, and not a lot has happened, you know, and a lot of people get fooled by this range sort of trading, but it's not that hard when you think about it, right? You just have the top of the lane, the mid. I mean, you have the top of the range, bottom of the range, and middle of the range, and you sort of have to understand that it has to move accordingly to this range if you want to make a higher high, right? You don't get to do something like this, right, and then go higher, right? I mean, that's almost unheard of. But I mean, okay, this crypto I know, but definitely you can't expect that this price action to work like this. That you go down here and then go up, right? What you can do instead, you can do instead is something like this, right? Then it makes a lot more sense, right? And then go higher, right? It's definitely, because then if you're gonna go down, you have to take liquidity, hit the new level, right? And then go up. But just to speaking that we can go now test this and then go higher, that's almost crazy, So that wouldn't work out in the long term as well with the price action, right? Right now, we still don't know it's gonna hold this one, so definitely have to wait this out. We're probably gonna know in about next 4 hours what's going to happen with this one right now. I mean, it's pretty straightforward, and then we can see what's gonna happen, right? If it's gonna go up or going to go down, or what we can expect, or if we can start focusing on finding a long around here, right? Or we can again go back to our initial plan to start reshorting somewhere around here, right? Would you agree or not?
Yep, of course, man.
Yep. Okay, so then we can jump. Oh, before we go further, guys, if you have any questions, please do not hesitate to ask them. Arnaud will answer them for you. So definitely, we are waiting for you guys to ask some questions if you don't understand anything, or likewise. Ethereum. Okay, Ethereum is a little bit more tricky, right? I mean, on Ethereum, we held the area, right? So back to the Bitcoin, right? We went under the area, right? But on Ethereum we held it just about it, right? But the same price action applies, right? Same price action applies. You're sort of creating this V, and V goes back and you gain the middle, and now you have to hold this level for you to go higher, right? If you lose this level again, then you're most likely gonna go lower on Ethereum, right? Same logic applies as on Bitcoin, right? The only thing is here you held this area, so it's not as overly bearish as Bitcoin is. But even speaking truthfully right now, I mean, going anything above this area, it's really hard at the moment, right? Especially how Bitcoin is looking. So going anything above this area, I will actually just plan on selling, right? If it goes something like this, I'm sort of shorting or selling, and then expecting something like this, and just initially a breakdown, because the trends, this low time frame, it might not look as bearish as Bitcoin. But if we go and buy the higher time frames, right, this looks bearish as hell, right, compared to Bitcoin, because Bitcoin tested this area up here, right? I mean, Ethereum didn't even came close; it just came to the pre-highs levels and rejected down here, and now it's going down, right? So not exactly a prime point, right? So would you like something like this, and then eventually then goes lower, right, to 190 or something? This area is gonna be a key one in the future. So yeah, low time frame, like I said, exactly similar to the Bitcoin, because right now it's gonna see if they're gonna hold this mid area, then Bitcoin is gonna hold it as well. It seems they're I mean, they're so in sync right now that if Bitcoin is gonna hold it, Ethereum is gonna hold it, and you're gonna see move up on both of them, right? But if one is not gonna hold them, then the other one probably isn't either. So then they're both gonna break down, right? Like Bitcoin I said already, and Ethereum, this seems to be a pretty good area. So I guess this one is equal as the Bitcoin is on 7,000 something, right? Okay, that would be for the Ethereum then. Like I said, guys, if you got any questions, don't hesitate to ask them. XRP, man, XRP looks shit as hell. Like, we are not getting any good action at all, huh, on XRP. I mean, XRP as it's looking like, right, it's gonna go towards low as well. I mean, look at that, it's just dying down, right? I mean, it would be really it would be really hard for you to see something like this, right? I mean, if I was taking a trade right here, right now, I would be taking it to around the middle. That's the best I would take it right now. I would not risk it to the whole a lot more than this, If I'm taking the trade, I'm taking it right to the middle, and even that, it's questionable if you're gonna be hit because it's super weak at the XRP, and basically it's being stuck down here for so long right now, it just makes no sense, right? And look in this chart, I mean, just look at it from the higher time frame. Like, look at this shit, right? This and this is exactly like this and this, right? I mean, is it not, Arnaud? I mean, these two patterns?
Yeah, seems like
It's
fractal.
this, it is, yeah, it's exactly as this and this, right? So basically what does this mean? It's probably gonna go lower, right? Probably gonna go lower to the new lows and probably react somewhere. Let's just see. I guess it could react from this red line, you know? Oh yeah, we left this red line, so this could still work out, right? So we do something like this and then hopefully go back into the box, you know, and do something fancy there, right? I wouldn't be knife catching it, but I would wait it for down here, to be honest. Like, that's 2-2. So that's not too far, actually, right? I mean, that's like 13% only. So that is, we have pretty good chances of hitting this with price action looking like this. Like, I mean, like it is at the moment, right? Definitely nothing to say more about it. TRX looks a little bit better than XRP, but essentially, how low it went. Like, the thing is, you wanted a nice reaction here, look what you get instead, right? I mean, you get a 5%er, and it's been here for like how many days? A week almost, right? Does this look that bullish to you, right? Of course it doesn't, right? So again, same story. I would take it up to the middle, maximum. TP right there, right? I mean, already moving the stop up. I would already move the stop up almost to the entry point, like around here, right? And just hopefully it would hit the profit target. If not, you're pretty much going to lose the trade, right? It absolutely had to hold this to be bullish, but looks like it's not gonna hold it. I mean, I'm not gonna make some claims that it's not gonna hold it, but like, you know, seeing this, like the slow reaction, that painfully slow reaction, and it's already so much down, right? Because it's in this position where it should react faster, but it's reacting so slow, like we are some sort of on the middle of the range, but we're not even there, right? That I'm thinking that it's gonna do something like, again, like it's gonna go test this level, but then if it goes test this level, right? Then we have to be seeing something like this. Then we have to gain this one yet again, right? I mean, we have to gain this one. And then we have to hold this one and then possibly go higher, right? But then we not reject from this one, right? So that would be one possible scenario. The other possible scenario is, again, you go down here. You bounce only to here, right? You reject it again because you can't even gain one level, right? You go lower to the next level and then you start doing something like this, right? And then go onwards. But let's just see to the left side if we got anything with lower levels. Yeah, maybe this 100 and wait, how far it is? Oh, see, this one would actually line up. See this one? It actually lines up with what I just drew. Let me just see. Yep, this one lines up. It's a bit of an area, it's not just a line, so you gotta place it a little bit above. But it's a bit of an area, but it's not as significant as I want to see. The strongest point would probably be around here. That's probably the strongest point for TRX right now. I mean, to still get something from it. That is the strongest point. That is the price first started and the price when it starts really pumping from here, right? So that would be kind of a, I mean, it's not exactly a start of the move, but it could be a strong point since the price started here, and then when it broke up here, it became bullish, right? So when it comes back down here, it can still retain something, right? But that's a crazy drop, Arnaud. That's a crazy drop, man. That's like, shit, 60% more. That's crazy. Well, I guess we will have to see, huh, Arnaud? I mean, we can't really do much here.
Yeah, of course.
I mean, definitely doesn't look too bullish, right? So we'll see what happens. Litecoin. Okay, Litecoin is the coin that has nice price action. Let me just find these areas. Wait, this is Bitfinex? Oh yeah, Bitfinex. So for so for Litecoin, let me see. Just give me a sec. It would be nice if it held this, but again, it's a little bit slow, right? It's a little bit sluggish. We already went under, but we didn't exactly have a daily closure on. Let's see, weekly. Weekly didn't close under either, but it kind of wicked far. So okay, so for Litecoin we still have some chances, right? It has to know how to hold this eventually. So basically, if you have a trade open, you can move stop here, like, because if it goes under this, it's dead, right? You don't want to see it under here, like, you don't want to see this. So basically, you can, if it holds this line, I mean, you could even move your stop higher, perhaps, you know, because you really want to hold this one. So right now, it could even possibly be like here, or perhaps even here, right? Just under this candle, because you do want to see it hold this area. If it doesn't hold this area, then we'll probably go lower, right? Then it will probably filter trade that we initially spoke of, right? Because up here we didn't want to fill the trade. BTC was looking too bearish for us, right? I mean, since BTC was looking too bearish, we didn't really want to initiate in any sort of trades here because we already have enough of them, right? We had to have plenty of trades. If that one doesn't hold, then it's a good question. Then we're gonna test this one, and then even if we test this one, it's still. I mean, the problem is we already tested this one once, so I don't want to see tested again because if we don't test this one again, I'm probably gonna have to draw the profit target to this one, right? I'm not gonna be able to have any higher profit targets. But then I could eventually just move the stop a little bit as well, right? I could actually make it like this. Would make a lot more sense, but of course we can get a week on BitMEX and then be wrecked and everything goes to shit, right? As a standard precaution. Then perhaps we can even get a lower long on the but I'm not even gonna target the route for no long. I mean, because even for this, right, to go to our entry, it's still 11%, so we still got plenty of time left if this one is going to fail, right? No point in looking for lower long now. EOS basically did what we expected. We got filled here, and now hopefully the profit target is gonna be hit up here. Nothing really changed much for EOS except that it's slow as shit as well. So we'll see what's happening. Okay, BTC is actually falling from, let's see. Oh yeah, Arnaud, BTC is failing our point, man. Yep. BTC is totally failing, so that's not a good sign.
No, definitely not.
Yep, looks like we might go to the bottom of the range now, and then perhaps even lower. Yep, that has been kind of the last point.
7,700 now.
Yeah. I mean, here it is an area, right? Because initially we could still long 800 at 650, right? But it's not looking good, right? It's not looking good at all. Well, we'll see what happens, right? We'll see what happens, sadly. Okay, that's for EOS. Then we have ADH. ADA. Sorry, whoopsie. A little bit too lowish time frame. ADA, look at that. ADA played like a charm for us. Same story as EOS, man. Looking pretty good. Here, you want to get filled here. We have the first profit target here, and then hopefully we can take it all the way up here, right? Even if you invert the chart, right, it makes a lot of sense where we long that, right? If we hold this, we can go higher, right? I mean, would you agree? I mean, look at it. This is a beautiful level, right, Arnaud? So if we hold this, we can go higher. Definitely looks good. Same as EOS, right? But it went back. It makes
definitely not the same story as TRX.
Definitely not the same. And even XRP. XRP is dead against, you know. And even talking about XRP, you know, I just saw a tweet today that said that XRP has to sell their coins in order to stay profitable, and I was like, no shit. I mean, they have no source of revenue, right? I mean, they're not an actual business. They don't do any, you know, they don't do any product selling or anything else, right? So how else are they supposed to make money then if not from coins, right?
Yeah, of course.
Exactly. Yeah. And also we had quite news, right, that Justin Sun from TRX is taking over Steemit, right?
yeah, with the help of Binance and UOB and Polydex.
It's just, I just don't know how that's gonna end.
Where is the centralization in all that shit? I don't know, but that's not good. Maybe that could have an impact on TRX. What do you think?
The thing is, okay, so Justin Sun, you know, you already know he started, he started a Ponzi scheme game, you know. Not too long ago, and now he's doing this, you know. I mean, I don't think Justin Sun is the right guy to do anything like this, right? I mean, I don't think they should trust him, right? And I mean, if it's gonna affect TRX, probably not, because it's Steemit, you know. Why should Steemit impact TRX, right? At the end of the day, I don't even think Justin Sun cares about TRX any that much anymore, right? I mean, compared to what he's doing in actions, I don't know, man. It just doesn't seem like he's fully in the project anymore. Seems like he was just, you know, swinging his big dig around until the project was doing good, and then once his project did a little bit worse, he started disappearing, right? I mean, that makes sense, right?
Yep. That's not good, but it makes sense.
Yeah, definitely not something.
Yes, absolutely. Now he's in control of the Steemit blockchain, and it will probably died, I think, because some executive are leaving the boat, are leaving the project.
Yeah. So
So for the news, that's about it.
okay, yeah. So we went through all the coins, we went through all the Bitcoin and the Ethereum, right? We already established that Bitcoin doesn't have good chances to stay alive here. Sadly, if it's gonna do like that's what it's going to do, right? I mean, it has to hold something, not just die. Well, I guess this is it for this week, huh, guys? Right? You
Yeah,
got
no
something to add, Arnaud?
question, no question. So
No
yeah,
questions, sadly.
I will end that now, I
Too
think.
bad we have no questions, guys. Well then we will have to end it right here. Uh, yeah,
See you next.
see you
See you
next week.
next week.
See you next week. Take care and stay safe, right?
Yeah, in all that context, yeah, it's a good advice. Yeah.
Okay, guys, bye.